In the shade, we're giving away the friends by our side. We'll seize the day, your turn to die. Emotions run high in this world of stories. Together we fly.
Welcome back to Peak.
We're literally right back into it. I'm just gonna go right back into it.
Yeah. No
Are
time
we
for
sure there hasn't been some sort of misunderstanding?
It's not possible. Diana can't be the killer. No, I refuse to believe it.
Looks like some people here aren't willing to face the facts. That's not a problem. I'll make them face the facts.
I'll make it fit.
Whether they like it or not, soon enough nobody will be able to deny Diana killed Wolfgang.
Dun, 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 dun.
I was gonna turn on my fan, because I knew it was gonna get a little hot in here. But I'm gonna turn it off because I realized it make a lot of noise.
I haven't heard it so far.
Okay.
Everyone who left the blood trail. What do we have? Blood spots, storage closet, steel rolling pin. I don't even know what that fucking word was. Diana's blood. Are you saying she wounded herself? Wounded herself.
Wounded herself? What makes you think that?
I don't know. Why else would the killer's blood be on their own weapon?
I already agreed the
Did
killer.
you already say the killer wielded a rolling pin?
Well, maybe they had both. The rolling pin in one hand.
No, there's two hands on it though.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so that's probably the thing.
Steel rolling pin. Two clear handprints, yeah. May I have your attention, please?
May I have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please?
My name is David.
David, I need some... fuck. I'm just so stressed.
This is too much information.
It's too much happening at the same time. Bam! No, that's wrong.
2-2.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. We out here. We about it. No, the killer was only wielding the rolling pin during their confrontation with Wolfgang. You can tell just from looking at the pin. There are two handprints wrapped around the edge, as if the killer had been holding the pin like a tennis racket. Which makes sense, because you could swing with more force if you use both hands. And that's what a killer wants when trying to knock out a grown man. Then who held the knife? It wasn't the killer, so it was most likely the only other person in the boiler room. Wolfgang Akure.
Huh?
The hell are you talking about? Wolfgang? Carrying a dangerous weapon? Bullshit.
If you were in a situation, wouldn't you? Wolfgang received an anonymous message asking him to meet in a basement, all while in the middle of a killing game. At that point, it doesn't matter how much of an optimist he is, he'd know better than to come unarmed.
A knife isn't super hard to find either. Wolfgang probably just stole one from the kitchen.
Besides, if Diana is the one who got stabbed, it would explain the blood trail. Think about it. She armed herself with the rolling pin and attacked Wolfgang, getting hurt by him in the process. For some reason, possibly because of the blackout, she doesn't clean the blood trail she's leaving and returns to the dorm room after. No! That's wrong! Huh? I wasn't stabbed! If I was stabbed, then I'd have an injury! But there's nothing, right? There's nothing on me!
Depends. If a vein got nipped, you'd be seeing blood no matter the size of the cut.
Of course. That also means a small cut will need bandaging, which I'm not seeing.
Oh, whoops. Of course.
I saw his portrait on the left.
I didn't even notice that. I was like, yeah, that
My
seems
bad.
right.
Holy shit.
Of course.
Yeah.
That also means a small cut would need bandaging, which I'm not seeing on you. As soon as
I
you
didn't realize what he said. I'm not seeing on you. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
I was like, that doesn't make sense.
That ain't me. You may not see any injuries on Diana, But that doesn't mean that they aren't there. Huh? If she wanted, she could simply hide her injuries from view. After all, someone like her has exactly what it takes. The ultimate cosmetologist. Diana's talent. Yeah, Wolfgang's talent. So real, Damon. Her talent! As the ultimate cosmetologist, Diana could easily cover her wounds. Huh?
It makes sense. With the right equipment, she could probably disguise even a bandaged wound.
As Diana's bunking partner, I've seen firsthand how many different cosmetics are inside her room. So unfortunately, I have to agree.
Well, Diana, did I get anything wrong? No. No, but I... Wait. Diana, did you just say no? As in, no, you're not wrong that I covered up my wounds?
Oh.
Awkward. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. You guys know what this means. Right, guys? Diana basically just confessed!
What?
A confession? Are you for real? It makes sense, though, doesn't it? Diana got wounded, which proves she got in a fight with Wolfgang. Which means all that stuff about Wolfgang going to the boiler room, all that stuff really did happen.
I see. I see now what you're saying. Diana, she lured Wolfgang to the boiler room by writing him that note. And when he arrived, she attacked him and killed him. And now she's been lying this entire trial, hoping we would never suspect her. Ah, how cruel!
Diana, you...
It wasn't me! I promise! It wasn't me! Thinks she could preach about friendship after committing a violent crime.
And then try to sentence the rest of us to punishment. Oh, he's shocked. And then try to sentence the rest of us to punishment.
Golly, you're right. If we voted for the wrong person, we would have been executed.
Ah, that's so fucked! Seriously, Diana! What the hell is your damage? Can we at least hear Diana's side of the story?
Her side?
Well, you know, Diana has, just think it's fair we listen.
What does it matter what she says? Look at the evidence. This case is closed. We know who the killer is. You really want to ask for Diana's side of the story? Then do it after the vote. That doesn't make sense.
No! 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 Vote? That's right. We have to vote for the killer. Diana, I've proven beyond a reasonable doubt that she's the killer. I've proven it beyond a reasonable doubt. So... No! 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 Why is it that when I hear her cry, I get this strange nagging feeling in my chest? Why does a tiny part of me want to believe the things she's saying? Why, all of a sudden, do I doubt myself? Okay. I'm pretty sure this nonstop debate is when the paths diverge between Pathos and Ethos. So, if you want to do that, you can suck up one of the purple statements and you can shoot someone to disagree with them. Now, I know which one it is for this, so if you want to do the Pathos route instead of the Logos route, it's emotion versus logic, pretty much.
Oh.
So, there's something coming up.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, someone says that she's too nice to do something like that, and then you can take that, and then you can agree with someone on that.
What's... what are the controls?
It's the purple text that comes up.
Absorb, E.
Yeah, so once the thing about her being too nice comes up, it might have already come up already. I don't know. I wasn't looking, but I think it's here. It should come up any second if it is at this one.
Oh, this is
No.
great. Now I gotta play this game again?
Yeah, for real. Great. Oh man, we gotta do that. Ugh. Let's see. When does it pop up? Yo, oh wait, no, that's sorry, Diana. Okay, so it probably pops up at the beginning. Is it? Yep. Let's see. No. I think it's literally just she's too nice. No. Are we sure it's Diana? Yeah, she's always been so nice. Alright, steal that, and then we can shoot something relating to her emotion. Hang on. Diana. No. No. But I... Oh, never mind. Yeah, shoot. Now we got the cool one. Yeah, now we're in the Pathos Red. I didn't do this, so now I get to see all this shit
Oh, that's
new.
awesome.
It's really cool. We know that Diana got stabbed during her confrontation with Wolfgang, but that doesn't prove she's the culprit. Wait, huh? If anything, what it should mean is that Diana was trying to get away from him as fast as possible. Do you hear yourself right now? He's lost his mind.
The stab wounds prove that Diana was in the same room as Wolfgang before his death. She's the killer.
I'm not! I'm not the killer! Diana. Damn it, what's come over me? I'm getting all mushy and making a fool of myself in front of everyone. Sheesh, Damon. How are you going to say all this dramatic stuff about Diana being the killer and then say the opposite 5 minutes later? I'm making a fool of myself. I'm making a fool of myself. And yet, when I think back on everything she's done, just because they have different opinions doesn't mean they're bad people. They clearly want the same thing as the rest of us, right? They want to go home. So, I think it's okay to give them a chance. Yeah, that's right. We can make it through this. I wish I could speak as well as you, Wolfgang. I realize everyone's been acting tense around you and Ava, so I wanted to say hi and check that you're okay. Well, in any case, if you ever need someone to talk to, just come find me, alright? Diana was always thinking of me when no one else was. She knew how frustrated I felt about everything. About Wolfgang. Of course, she tried to play it off as some kind of casual interaction between friends, but she tried to help me without making it seem like I was someone who needed help. Could someone like her really have what it takes to commit a murder? Doesn't make sense. Thinking Diana could kill another person doesn't make any logical sense!
Whatever. Who cares what this guy says? We finally know the killer. Let's cast our votes already.
I guess, if that's what everyone else is doing.
Remember, if you don't vote, you die. So none of you naysayers better get any smart
Hey! Tozu!
ideas.
Are you listening, Tozu? I need to ask a question.
He's behind you, man.
Yeah, that's why he's moving his eyes like that.
Dude, what are you... Hello, it is I, Tozu, answer of questions.
Nice.
You ask a question, I give an answer. 'Tis common sense it is. Answer of questions? I thought you were a host. I am a host, with an ascendant of question answering. Fuck!
Hey, anyway.
Jack of all trades, if you will.
Anyway, Tozu. According to the regulations, everyone has to vote when a trial is over. My question is, when exactly can a trial be considered over?
Are we talking in a literal or philosophical sense?
I mean, does the trial end and the voting begin once we think we've solved the mystery? Or does a vote automatically start after a certain amount of time?
I see. Alright, I'll humor your question. If you ask nicely.
What?
Go on, ask the question again.
Well, are you gonna do it? Tozu, can I please know the factors that decide whether a trial can be considered over?
Well, since you're so polite, I'd be a fool not to tell you. The truth is, the class trial will only end once I become bored with it. That's crazy.
You're joking.
What? Why didn't you say this sooner? Come now. It's not like I wouldn't announce a warning in advance. Tick-tock, tick-tock. That's the sound of my internal clock losing patience. Let's start wrapping things up, shall we? I think we're long overdue for a vote. See? Smart, snappy, and to the point.
It sounds terrible.
What if you're still not bored, and even when we think we've solved the case? If that happened, and all you agreed to a vote, what reason is there for me to say no?
So in that case, everyone must unanimously agree to vote before voting can be held?
Indeedy.
Alright. Then, since you haven't made any kind of warning, I take it you're not bored with the trial yet?
Not yet.
In that case, I don't agree to vote.
What?
No way! Are you seriously pushing back the vote? Not until I know who the real killer is.
It's obviously Diana. She's the only one without an alibi for the murder.
Diana may not have an alibi, but even so, saying she's a murderer contradicts everything we know about her. Since when? Diana looked up to Wolfgang, and Wolfgang cared about her. And from the moment suspicion fell on Diana, she's been nothing but a nervous wreck. Does that really sound like someone with the emotional capacity to murder? What's to say she's not faking it? Even if she is, it'd be rash to commence a vote without hearing both sides of the story first.
You do make a good point.
We're not in a rush. I say we hear Diana out.
Yeah. I don't feel comfortable voting yet, until Diana shares her testimony.
Sure thing. I'm up for listening.
But...
Diana, I promise to keep an open mind if you tell me what happened. Even if it's stressful to relive until we have conclusive evidence to say otherwise. I'll hear you out. I'm... sorry. Really? I wanted to help. I wanted to make everything okay. But all I could do was be useless. All I could do was watch him die.
Damn.
It's all my fault. All my fault. For doing the wrong thing.
So is this a confession, or...
No!
What?
I didn't kill Wolfgang. And I don't know who did. But I still failed him as a friend. I failed him then. And I failed him now. But if I told the truth, things would be worse than they already are. But now that I've said nothing... Diana watched Wolfgang die?
It's okay, sweetheart. Come on now. Take deep breaths.
Yeah, we'll believe you no matter what you say.
Yeah, right.
It's looking like Diana might actually be innocent. It's looking like that, but the nagging feeling in my chest still hasn't gone away. Damn it, what am I doing? Because of one girl, I've been doubting myself and jumping from one argument to another. If I can't piece together my own thoughts, how can I possibly piece together this case? I need to get a grip on myself. I need to keep sight of myself and the goal of this killer. Whatever is thrown at me next, I need to persevere. Because if I don't, if everyone else here votes wrong, I won't leave this place alive.
Very true.
Very, very true, man.
What happened? Where are we?
It's loading. It's loading. It's loading.
Okay.
There we go.
Has all this murder hubbub
Oh, it's
left
the
your head in a
intermission.
tizzy? Perhaps you need a short break, something to lighten the mood, and let you collect yourself. Something like a nice cup of tea.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's so
Nice.
cute. That's like banner worthy.
Mhm. It is cute.
Welcome, one and all, to the first episode of Tozu's Tea Time. If you haven't already, please sit back and relax. Here, we do not use our brains, but deal only in gossip. Now, a question from me to you: what are sheep good at, if anything? Most humans, and some sheep, tend to respond with a astounding, absolutely nothing. Sheep cannot create art or invent medicine, for goodness sake. They can't even perform music. Their limited speech and quadrupedal locomotion prevents them from reaching the heights of humans. They're practically glued to the lower echelons of the food chain. No matter how hard sheep may try, they will never be anything more than number tags. I can't say I like that answer. Too pessimistic for me. Plus, what of the sheep who still try? The sheep who realize their fate, but continue to challenge it all the same? That they can be so determined to prove their worth, when humans have all but deemed them microwavable meals. Isn't that something admirable? Ah, what a shame our sheep had to be so misguided. It seems that, about that time we have. Ahem. Thank you again for attending Tozu's Tea Time. No need for extravagant farewells. I have an inkling you'll be back for tea sooner than you can say Jack Robinson.
Jack Robinson.
Who's Jack Robinson? No, I have no idea. Ta-da! Ta-ta!
I'm craving tea.
I'm craving some Tozu's Tea Time.
Diana, now's your chance to defend yourself. Tell me what happened. Where do I even start, though? How about you begin by explaining why you went to the boiler room? Why I went there? It was because of a note. A note? 2 days ago, someone slid one into my room. I never got to see who. I just heard a knock. And when I walked over, there was a note under my door.
I don't remember any of this.
Sorry, it was midday-ish, and you weren't there at the time, and I didn't show you the note later because... Well, I'll just read you what it said. Diana, as you are aware, it is our obligation to speak with those whose blackmail we have obtained. After receiving your blackmail and rereading the information disclosed in it, I believe a meeting between the two of us is warranted. In 2 days' time, please come to the underground boiler room at 8:45 a.m. Make sure to arrive promptly and to close the door behind you. To avoid discourse, do not show anyone this letter. Do not approach me about it either, even in private. There's always a chance someone can hear. Wolfgang.
Bro got framed.
Oh.
Wolfie wrote this?
Wolfgang had Diana's blackmail? But didn't he have Jean's?
Hold on a sec. If you take a closer look, the handwriting on that note. Dude, I was so right about this. I know who the killer is. Doesn't it resemble the handwriting in Wolfgang's note?
You're actually right. Even though Wolfgang's note had been water damaged, the words I could make out were in the same messy scrawl as Diana's here.
Then someone else was posing as Wolfgang?
The killer, most likely. They must have thought his word was the only one Diana would follow.
Guess it worked, huh?
I didn't want to show the note earlier because I was scared of how people would try to twist it. Like saying I faked the note, or that I decided to kill because of it. I thought it would be better to just stay quiet. I know you guys think I'm stupid for agreeing to meet in a place like the boiler room, and I am. I am stupid. I just didn't want to disappoint Wolfgang, in case he really did write the note. Which was why I left my room around 8:40 a.m. and went downstairs.
Did you catch any strange movement down there?
No, it was just me. I did find the boiler room door hanging open a little bit, but I didn't think much of it. I just went inside and closed the door behind me, since that's what the note asked me to do. What did you see inside the boiler room? The boiler room was really dark, so the first thing I noticed was actually the security camera light. My eyes had to take a few seconds to adjust to everything else, but after that, I finally saw him.
Oh my god. The last Wolfgang.
Yeah. Wolfgang was lying in the water, making these weird noises. It didn't seem like he even noticed me entering the room. Not until... Wolfgang? Ugh. Hearing his name seemed to snap him out of his trance, because he slowly rose to his feet. Wolfgang, are you okay? It's you. Huh? I can't believe it. I really am finally meeting you.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean? Please. Forgive me. Please forgive me for what I've become. Wolfgang? Despite how hard I tried and how much I wanted it to be true, I could never become you. I will always be a failure. It's okay, Wolfgang. Look, there's stairs over here. Come over here and we can get out. I have no idea if he didn't hear me, or if he was just ignoring me, but... Okay, I'll get closer to you then. I went over to the ledge of the platform, the part where the fence had a gap. Just take my hand, okay? And I'll pull you out. He slowly stumbled over. And oh, that was Damon, sorry. He slowly stumbled over. And he held my hand. I didn't really think I could pull him out. I just wanted to be there for him. It was the best I could do. Because I didn't want to enter the water. Staying on the platform felt so much safer. I really, really hate that it did. It's okay, Wolfgang. We'll get through this together, alright? I was looking at him when I said that. I was looking right at him, but somehow... somehow, I didn't think to react. When he reached inside his blazer.
Fucking devilish. Oof.
Yeah? Bring her back. Bring her back! Ah!
What the fuck?
I tried to leave the room, but the door was locked. I didn't know what to do. I started looking around for things to defend myself with. And that's when I saw the gun.
The taser gun? Did you use it?
I took the taser and I aimed it at Wolfgang. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't shoot him. I just backed away from him. Couldn't understand anything. Why was this happening to me? Why was I being attacked? Why can I do anything to... Huh? I'm not like you. I'll never be like you. I won't give up until the world knows. I won't give up until everyone knows me as...
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Yeah. All of a sudden, everything turned white. Everything in front of me, except Wolfgang. In those few seconds, he became pitch black. And then, so did everything else. Even though I didn't see Wolfgang fall over, I heard it. His body cracking against the pavement, and his knife falling into the water. I waited for the gap of pain, for him to groan or mumble or say something. But there was nothing. There was just me and the silence. Oh my god, my heart's beating so fast. That's how it happened. I was waiting for that part. Oh my god. What the?
Has any of this been different or just that first part?
Just that first part so
Gotcha.
far. What the fuck? That man attacked you?
Oh my goodness, Diana! I'm at a loss for words. This is getting too much for me, bros. I think I'm gonna faint.
I'm right there with you, bro.
Oh, holy shit! So, Diana really did watch Wolfgang die.
Why was he so violent towards her? It's like he became an entirely different person. The word you're looking for is crazy. Despite how hard I tried and how much I wanted to be true, I could never become you.
Bro was like seeing his dad or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he was like... Think about it. Diana looks a lot like his dad's wife.
Oh, true.
I personally think that Wolfgang's dad killed his wife.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had the same thought. I assume someone walked in, so I'm just gonna keep still.
I'm good. My mom just walked in.
Okay.
But yeah, so Diana's looked like Wolfgang's dad's wife.
True.
And my personal theory is that Wolfgang's dad killed his wife. And
Yes.
when he saw Diana, he was so disturbed that he was like, he thought it was his dad's, like his mom.
Yeah.
And when he started saying, like, when he tried to kill Diana, he realized what he was doing. He's like, I'll never be like you.
True.
And he's probably sits in the shadow of his dad's lawyerly, facade.
Yeah, I assume his dad
So
was,
that's
like,
why he
a
said, I
well-renowned
won't rest
lawyer or
until the
something.
world knows.
Yeah.
So
O.J.
Again.
Simpson type shit.
that added a lot to Wolfgang's character.
Yeah.
And that whole thing, like, oh my god, I'm tweaked out because having the voice act that was hard.
This is just like Kai in Your Turn to Die, where it's like he has so much story behind him, but we just don't know because he dies so early.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like that. That's why they always do that, man. Why would Wolfgang say those words in that particular moment? How do you manage to escape the boiler room after all that? By picking the door lock. For real? Zzz. I wasn't even thinking. I just started feeling my way back to the door in the dark. And then, well, my supply bag. I remembered the spare hairpins I always kept inside, so I felt around the bag and dug one out. To be honest, I have no idea how I managed to unlock the door. The whole thing was repeated trial and error. Just minutes of me telling myself that somehow this next attempt will finally work.
Whoa. Actually unlocking the door is... That's like hitting a bullseye blindfolded.
Now we know why it took so long for her to escape. I realized why it happened. Getting trapped inside, I mean... The door's lock was on the outside, so Someone must have set the lock before I came downstairs, so that when I closed the door, I'd be trapped. The lock is normally on the inside, too. The killer purposely flipped it, then left the door open so he would be the one to close it. As for why the killer locked the door to begin with, it was to frame Diana, right? Right. The killer made Diana trap herself inside the boiler room so they could kill Wolfgang in front of her and force her to remain by his body. Had their plan worked, Diana would only be able to escape if someone from outside entered the boiler room. By which point, that someone would be stumbling across what looks like a cut and dry murder case.
If the tournament folk found Diana, then they would have been playing right into the killer's hands. Speaking of which, Diana, I'm curious to know, did you unlock the door before or after the tournament attendees arrived downstairs?
It sort of happened at the same time. Like, when I opened the door, there were already people walking down the stairs. Obviously, I couldn't stay inside the boiler room. If anyone saw me close to Wolfgang's body, it would look really bad. The hallway was a bit easier to make out in the dark, so I walked over to a wall bordering one of the storage closets and hid behind it. And stayed as quiet as possible.
Ooh.
I was still bleeding a little from Wolfgang's cut, though, and some of that blood ended up dripping onto the floor around me. Hence the blood on the underground floor. Oh, that's Cassidy. Hence the blood on the underground floor! It's all coming together!
This was shortly before us tournament goers split up, and you made a run for it, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Down the hallway, up the stairs, and then as quietly as possible into my room. Since everything was still really dark, I had to patch myself using the Tozu trinket projection as my light. Path myself. I realize this is a lot, and I know it's hard to believe without proof. So, if you guys could just give me a second. Reaching into her makeup bag, Diana pulled out a wipe and began scrubbing at her arm. I cleared out the blood pretty fast. Pretty. Luckily for me, the cut wasn't that deep. There's still a chance it may leave a scar, though. Holy crap! That's awful! It's okay. I'll cover it back up again.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone now. On my arm, because my sprite doesn't have it.
Why did Wolfgang attack you for no reason? I wouldn't say for no reason.
You're being kind of insensitive, man.
Huh? I didn't mean it like that. What I'm trying to say is, Wolfgang's actions may look random from an outsider's perspective, but from his perspective, well, judging by his behavior, it seems like he saw something which shook him to his core.
Like,
Yeah.
there was something in the room that Diana couldn't see?
That's impossible. It was only me and Wolfgang in the boiler room.
I don't believe Jean meant it in the literal sense. Wolfgang unliterally saw something. He thought he saw something, is my point.
You mean he had been hallucinating? What did Wolfgang hallucinate for him to turn out the way Diana described?
Oh my god, it was that smell.
Yo!
You'd be surprised by the sort of... Fucking hell!
It's always him, too!
yeah, for real.
That's
You'd be
crazy.
surprised by the sort of things our
Every
minds can
fucking
invent.
time, bro.
I'm lucky to have never experienced anything myself, but I know some who've hallucinated nasty things. Demons and monsters. Or the feeling of being tortured. If Wolfgang went through something similar, I can see why he lashed out. Now what the heck is... fucking shit, fuck. Now what the heck is going on at sea? Of course, these hallucinations don't just happen out of the blue. More often than not, they're substance-induced.
Substance-induced? Yo, Kai called it. He was like, bro, someone's gonna use this shit. Just say Wolfgang took a hallucinogenic. Hallucinogenics!
Yeah, it's a word, man.
Yeah, it's true.
One which induced a lot of fatigue too, judging by the way he lumbered about in Diana's account.
That would explain why Wolfgang mostly stayed in one place.
One place, which happened to be in the water.
Seems very deliberate, eh? I reckon the killer knocked Wolfgang unconscious in order to drag him into the water, but knew he would eventually wake up again. So, they drugged him with something, which would basically make him despondent. As for where the drug came from...
Oh no, don't tell me the killer robbed...
I knew exploring it was a bad idea.
It? What's this it we're talking about?
Come on, man.
The pharmacy, obviously, you fucking dumbass bitch. Ugh.
Get back to
Why
your
the heck
gamer
did we
chair.
think of leaving them? Go back to gaming, bro. Don't you got some Power World to play?
Don't you
I
got
bet you
some
played that
90s to
slop. Oh my god, dude. I hate gamers. Arg. Why the heck did we think leaving that place open was a good idea? Now someone's stolen an item and drugged Wolfgang. Fuck. I knew our promise was too good to be true. I don't trust any of you guys.
Valid. That's what Damon's been saying this whole time.
Yeah, W. Kai. And don't say Wolfgang drugged himself. Who wants to be tortured by demons?
Well, stranger people do exist.
That's rich coming from you, pal.
Mathlete.
Hey, yeah, Mathlete. It's just as I predicted. Exploring the pharmacy ended up paving the way for murder. Should I have made more of an attempt to stop people from exploring? Yeah, Damon was sitting there like, oh man, bro, I can get the secret. Back then, all I did was, they're probably about to show that right now. Yeah, literally. With cautious yet determined expressions, the students entered the newly opened pharmacy. Given everyone's under restricted access to medication, it sounded like a disaster in the making. But having already evoked the group's ire after speaking my mind before, I wasn't about to make the same mistake twice. I'll just stay quiet. Let them do their thing. Then again, nobody would have listened to me. Especially not with Wolfgang in control.
If we know where the perpetrator got their chemicals, I guess our next step is figuring out where they did the drugging.
Agreed. It would help us better understanding the timeline of events, and potentially even validate Diana's testimony. Heh, sounds like you guys can leave this one to me. I'm the kind of person who knows something back to front the moment I meet them. And, if you haven't already realized, I've gone and read this killer like an open book.
You're the last person I trust to reach a correct conclusion.
Oh. Just you wait!
Oh.
The second you hear what I gotta say, you'll be eating those words.
Pinning down how Wolfgang was drugged may validate Diana's testimony.
Uh,
Oh, the red dot on his neck.
The Arthur shot was from Jet's perspective.
Oh. The question is, how did they do it? Well, I
Yeah,
think
who
they did
was
the
it?
little red dot on his neck. Let's see. Yep, Wolfgang's neck. If anyone mentions an injection.
Wouldn't it be that first one?
Oh yeah, probably. Let's hear what everyone else says.
Just jab of it.
Oh, just jab. Yeah, we would just fucking... We probably either agree with Mark or disagree with Jet. I'd say agree with Mark, because he literally said a jab.
Both of them are so like... Yeah, he did not take a pill, and he did get jabbed.
Yeah. I gotta show you how fucking good Wolfgang's voice actor does in that part, too, after we're done recording, by the way. It's so good. Alright, let's agree with Mark first.
Oh, let me try Jet first, because he's first. Yeah, it didn't work.
Never mind. Shit. Alright,
Yeah, I
let's do
missed
Mark
anyway, but,
then. Yeah.
you know. Jab.
Jab. I agree with you. Ugh. Ugh. Damon, ugly. When Wolfgang's wounds were discussed earlier, it was mentioned he had a tiny red dot below the bruise on his neck. During the investigation, I thought this dot was a scab from a mole or a pimple, but knowing Wolfgang was drugged, it's clear to see what it really is. A puncture wound. Yeah.
Considering the timeline of events, an injection would check out. If Wolfgang got drugged a little after 8:15 a.m., and was already feeling the effects of when Diana arrived at 8:45 a.m., then we're dealing with something which entered his bloodstream in under 30 minutes. Any normal pill would have taken, probably an hour to dissolve, whilst an injection would be much quicker. I see.
That's probably another reason why the killer knocked Wolfgang unconscious. It would have been incredibly difficult to inject him if he was still moving around. Only when they had him right where they wanted, dazed and unable to fight back, did they plunge a syringe into his neck.
With said syringe being filled with hallucinogenic.
But if this all happened a few minutes after 8:15 a.m., doesn't that make it impossible to pin a suspect? What? Why is it impossible? Because everyone's got an alibi for that time. I mean, Damon and I were in my dorm room, and the other party people... 8:15 a.m.? Yeah, I was already in the dining hall with Jet, Mark, and Ava.
I left Wolfgang's dorm right after the morning announcement and spent the rest of the hour with Jean. Winona and I were in our dorm room together. And me and Eloise were already sitting down in the courtyard.
Oh.
Toshiko and I were given the medication. She grabbed it from the pharmacy. Toshiko was giving me the medication.
And, I stayed in my dorm room until 8:40 a.m.
Oh no. If everyone can be accounted for, we really can't discern a suspect.
So we're back to square one?
Someone here must be lying. And doesn't plan to stop. What's screwing us over here? Is there a part of my mystery we're getting wrong? Part of my mystery? Or could it be we're overlooking something? It was ruled out as having no relation to the murder because the wires don't touch the water. But the position of it, the fact it's destroyed, the timing of the blackout. One coincidence is easy to wave off, but when it's coincidence after coincidence after coincidence, then there's something more going on. There's something more to the generator.
If everyone has an alibi for 8:15 a.m., is it possible the killer never actually attacked Wolfie at that time? But all his little... Oh, fuck. There's no all. I gotta stop saying all.
Yeah.
But his little
All.
notes said to come by at 8:15 a.m., didn't it?
Ingrid, do you remember what you said when we couldn't figure out who stole Desmond's taser?
To be honest, I'm drawing a blank.
You suggested we switch subjects and discuss Wolfgang's injuries instead, which we did. As a result, we ended up unraveling more about the case than if we had stuck in the original topic. Right now, we're at a dead end. If we can't get any more leads out of this current discussion, then that's a sign to switch our focus. Switch our focus to what? I want to take another look at Diana's testimony. Mine? Back when you were describing Wolfgang's death, something stuck out to me. I won't give up. Until everyone knows me as... Kaboom.
Dude, the first time that happened, Jesus.
Yeah, all of a sudden, everything turned white. Everything in front of me, except Wolfgang. In those few seconds, he became pitch black. And then, so did everything else. The flesh of white Diana described must have been the generator exploding, with the darkness afterwards being the blackout. Think about the order of events here. Blech. Think about the order of events here. In just a few seconds, the boiler room generator explodes and Wolfgang falls over dead. Doesn't it sound like the two are correlated?
Oi, didn't we go over this already? We did. The generator has nothing to do with Wolfgang's death. Its wires weren't touching the water.
Indeed. Which is why the murder weapon is the taser gun.
Diana said she never used a taser, though.
Then, she's lying!
What? That's not true! I never fired the gun!
It's all good. I believe you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Sure, nobody can dispute the gun was fired. But what can be disputed is when it was fired. I wouldn't be surprised if the killer fired the gun way in advance, like sometime before Wolfgang arrived downstairs, and left it in the boiler room for us to find later.
What, so the taser gun isn't the murder weapon?
If Wolfgang wasn't killed with the taser gun, or the generator, what other options are we left with? We've been recording for 50 minutes. Should we do another episode?
Or
Or are we like close enough where we can like stretch it a bit more?
No, we still have another hour at least of the trial. So
That's not including the post trial.
yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
you should probably cut it here. What time is it? 3:27. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
everybody,
Well, we'll see you in the
we're gonna
next
cut
one.
this one here. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one, man. Fuck it all.
This
Bye,
shit is
guys.
crazy. Bye.
Yeah, bye, guys.